Hi, I thought I would do a little location change and film here in the bedroom. The lighting is just a little bit better and there's a nice breeze from the window. You don't hear the dishwasher noise in the background. I hope you are doing well. I'm gonna do my favorite things in May. I feel like May flew by. I feel like I just filmed one of these videos, and that's partially because I filmed my April one a little late. If you haven't watched my March and April favorites videos, I'll have them linked. My favorites videos are a little different than the ones you might be familiar with. They are a low buy, low cost, more non-consumer related favorites videos. I hope that that is clear. There are some things that I have purchased or acquired, like tangible things that I will talk about, but for the most part, I want to talk about moments that I really enjoyed, songs, media, things I got from the library. That sort of thing is more my speed. If you haven't seen the other ones, welcome along for the ride, and we're gonna talk about all of my favorite things from May. By the time you're watching this, it's probably halfway through June, and June has already been a wild ride. My life just keeps being wild and exciting, which is amazing. Might be a minute before you see this. It's already partway through June, and I'm having the greatest time. This is my journal. We're near the end. I only have about 3 or 4 pages left that I think I'm gonna finish tonight, and then I'm moving on to my next journal. I have 2 different ones to choose from, and I just truly don't even know which one to choose because I like them both so much. Here are my favorites for May. We are gonna start off with food. I have a few different food things. One is a fruit and combination homemade situation. I love to garden. I have a really big passion fruit vine in my yard. I have never been a big fan of passion fruit. My mom loves it. It is a plant that grows really quickly and really big and does well in warm weather. Our house gets a lot of heat on this side right next to the bedroom, and so we have planted a passion fruit a year ago. It has exploded. It's huge. We have gotten so many passion fruits this year, and if you aren't familiar with what the passion fruit actually looks like, you're just familiar with the flavor. It looks like this purple wrinkly egg and you know it's ripe when it falls off the vine. You don't pick them, you wait for them to fall. And you cut it open and it's got these little yellow seeds that are really zingy, tropical, citrusy kind of flavor. They're not my thing. Okay, I thought they weren't my thing. I was giving them all to my mom because my mom loves them. I ended up having one because I was like, I should try one from the vine. Turns out I like passion fruit. So passion fruit and strawberries from my garden have been a food highlight for sure. Coming up soon is nectarine season, so nectarines will be on this list next month, I'm sure. But right now, passion fruit and strawberries. Specifically, I've been having a yogurt bowl almost every morning. I have been doing the Greek yogurt from Trader Joe's with strawberries, passion fruit, honey, homemade granola. It's actually, I look forward to it every morning. I really love my yogurt bowls. I went out to lunch with my grandma to this restaurant called Bravas, which is in Healdsburg. It's a really cool, like, tapas kind of restaurant. And I've been there before and we got some things that I was familiar with and had before. But I had the most amazing chips. They're eggplant chips. And they had like honey and they were salty, off of food and into books. Let's talk about what I read in May, because I'm finally so pleased to say that my reading slump is over. We're back, baby. The reading slump is over. So I talked about this a little bit in my April favorites video, but I've been going through a bit of a reading slump, reading crisis, if you will. For those who aren't aware, I work at a bookstore and I work at the public library, and so I am a bit immersed in the book world, and I've kind of burned myself out on a lot of popular authors and genres to the point where it's been taking me a lot longer to finish books. So I have decided, in an attempt to get rid of this reading slump, I decided to try all of my tips and tricks that I give other people to get out of reading slumps, which is number 1, graphic novels. Excellent. I love graphic novels. And along with that, reading things that are short, because once you finish reading something, you get this like rush of wanting to finish something else. So reading graphic novels and or books that are short kind of just gets my brain wired into wanting to finish books. And then also reading things outside of the genres that I usually read. For me, that meant this month trying some sci-fi and nonfiction, which are typically genres that I don't gravitate towards, but I ended up really enjoying this month. So here are the things that I finished in May with my star ratings. I use Storygraph to track everything. I talk about Storygraph at length. This is what I read in the month of May. I read The Pairing by Casey McQuiston, which I wish I loved more. I gave it 3 stars. I read Off Menu, which is a graphic novel by Oliver Gerlach, 4.5 stars. I liked this one. It was very fun. I finally finished the audiobook for Braiding Sweetgrass by Robin Wall Kimmerer. I ended up reading or listening to 2 more of her books this month. For Braiding Sweetgrass, it was an easy 5 stars. I loved it. I also read I Who Have Never Known Men by Jacqueline Harpman, and I gave it 5 stars. This was a weird, incredible book. I followed that with listening to The Serviceberry by Robin Wall Kimmerer, again, another 5 stars. I actually think The Serviceberry is my favorite of her 3. I liked that it was shorter. I felt like the message was like punchier and more direct. So if you want to try one of her books, I think The Serviceberry is a really good place to start. Braiding Sweetgrass is obviously wonderful and amazing, but it is really long. So if it feels overwhelming, try Serviceberry. The audiobook is only 2 hours, so it goes really fast. The next graphic novel I did is A Song for You and I by Kay O'Neill. Kay O'Neill is one of my favorite graphic novelists. I just love their work. I gave this one 5 stars. It was so excellent. I cried. It was great. I followed that with another Robin Wall Kimmerer. I did Gathering Moss, which was an audiobook. This one I gave 4.5 stars. I feel like I just love her voice and I love her writing voice as well. Like, I think I really like her writing style. However, I just didn't feel as connected to the story of Moss as I did the other 2 books, if that makes sense. This one felt a little more scientific than the other 2. And that is all that I read in the month of May. I started going into June, but it's not June we're talking about May. 7's pretty good. I think 7 is more than I did in April, so I'm pleased. Standout books for me this month, I'm going to say, are The Serviceberry as the audiobook. It was amazing. A great place to start. You can get it from your public library through Libby. My librarian hat is on. I Who Have Never Known Men so surprised me. I read the physical copy and I tore through it in I think 2 days, which is the fastest I finished a book I think this whole year so far. I'm someone who usually binge reads and will read things in one sitting, and I haven't done that in a long time, so it felt really good to want to pick up this book rather than pick up my phone, which has been a huge problem for me lately. So I was really happy that this book drew me in so much. There's no way for me to explain it other than it's this, I don't even really know what it is, truthfully. It's sci-fi, it's horror, it's commentary on social structures of gender. It's wonderful. I loved it. I loved it. And then lastly was A Song for You and I. I love graphic novels. I love Kay O'Neill. I thought this one was especially beautiful. It was about what names mean and what it means when you want to change your name. Your accomplishments are connected to your name, which I think is really powerful. So I loved that book. I wept. I did. Moving on to the next category. That was kind of a long chat. The next category is what I'm watching. Now, we're not watching this right now. We finished it earlier at the beginning of May, but Sam and I watched North of North. This was such a wonderful delight show. I really loved it. I kept bothering Sam that I wanted to watch more. We usually stick to an episode or 2 a night, and I kept being like, let's watch one more. Let's watch another one. Can we watch another one tonight? Our main character is Siaya, which when I heard her name for the first time, it became one of my, a repetitive thing that I said, because I love the sound of it so much that I would just like say it in my head over and over again, because I just love Siaya, Siaya. I just like say it in my head. Anyhow, Siaya is a mom and she has decided that she just wants to restart her life. She lives in a really small community in They're very, very far up in the north. That's why it's called North of North. So she's been married to her like high school sweetheart and realizes that she doesn't care about him anymore. But she has this wonderful daughter. She has a really cool and interesting relationship with her mom. And then she really wants a job, but she's never had a job. Such a funny show. She's hilarious. It's got like a bit of like Parks and Rec kind of vibe to it, if that makes sense. We did say sometimes it reminded us a bit of Abbott Elementary, in that sort of style of show where it's a comedy but it is really like heartfelt and makes you want to cry, which is like my favorite kind of show. We really loved North of North. Highly recommend if you haven't started it yet. It was renewed for season 2 and we can't wait. We're very excited. For what I am listening to, I'm listening to the same old stuff. Honestly, lots of repeats for me. This past month, I rediscovered the Tortured Poets Department, which I feel like I haven't listened to much since last year around this time. So it's been really fun for me to go back and listen to. Obviously, with Taylor Swift now owning all of her original albums, not just the Taylor's version re-recordings, I've been going back and listening to the original versions of Fearless and Speak Now, 1989, which has been really fun to listen to those again. Video games. Okay, let's talk video games because Sam and I have started a new game on the PlayStation. A couple months ago, I talked about how we were playing It Takes Two. The creators of It Takes Two have another game called Split Fiction. We have not made it very far yet, but we really enjoy it. The premise is the same, where it's two characters you have to play together. It's like a puzzle game where you need to work together pretty much at all times to get anywhere in the game, which I like. And then it forces Sam to slow down and it challenges me to keep up. The premise is these authors are selling stories to a publisher. The publisher is trying to steal their stories and they get sucked into this alternate reality where these two women are fighting to get their stories and their ideas back by playing through them in this alternate reality. It's really cool. One character is really into sci-fi and the other is really into fantasy, so you flop back and forth between like sci-fi worlds and then fantasy worlds. It's really cool. It's really challenging. It Takes Two was a lot easier than Split Fiction. Split Fiction, it has not caused arguments. It has caused me to go quiet, which means I need a break. So it's a really fun and challenging game. I look forward to playing it more and starting to get the handle of it. I am someone also who, if you know me, you know I'm a Nintendo girl usually. This is my Switch that I love very much and have put more hours into games on here than I will ever admit to anyone. But the controls on my Switch are truly the exact opposite as the PlayStation. So if I've been playing on my Switch for a few days and then go to play on the PlayStation, I forget how to do everything and my muscle memory is just destroyed. And the same thing happens for here. When I head back to play on my Switch, it takes me a while to get back into it. That is my biggest learning curve at the moment, is the switching between different game consoles. Okay, so for things I made, which is the next section on the list, is the little heart shelf that I put in our entryway. It was a white shelf that I thrifted. It had obviously been painted over by the previous owner, and I just liked the more natural wood look. I have a few shelves like this in the house, and I wanted them all to not match necessarily because they're different wood tones, but I wanted them to look kind of cohesive. And I think it turned out cute. I couldn't get the white paint totally off the inside of the heart, so I ended up just painting that part pink and then did a little scalloped edge to make it look a little intentional, and I think it looks pretty good. I added some hooks at the bottom for our keys, and I think it makes our entryway look really cute. I have been really enjoying with Sam. We have very similar taste in decor, and so it's been fun to add some other pieces around the whole house that I wouldn't have necessarily done with my best friend who I used to live with. Her and I had more different styles and we found our common ground and we decorated and we loved how we decorated, but it really feels like Sam and I are on the exact same page, know exactly what we like, and we just get to have that everywhere, which I think is very exciting. That's kind of the only craft I got up to in May. Didn't do a whole lot of crafting, so some months are like that. So the shelf was my only craft. I decided to add another new category. I have been adding a new category each video so far, and that's okay. This one is just an appearance category because I feel like there are kind of personal style choices that I make that I get really excited about, but they're not necessarily clothing or things that I'm buying. They're just choices that I'm making. So there are 3 in general that I wanted to mention. The first is, I'm not actually doing it today. I should have done it today. This is just a single low bun, but my favorite way to do my hair lately is 2 low buns. I think it is so cute. Was doing it a lot in April as well, but more as like my hair is dirty and I need to put it up kind of hairstyle. But this month I have been gravitating towards the 2 low buns. I think it's really cute. It feels a little more grown up than like pigtails, which is not something that I would ever do now, just in my personal style. But the 2 low buns I think is really cute. There's lots of pictures of me with my hair in 2 buns. The single low bun I also think is very cute and something I've been doing more. I used to always do the bun on the top of my head, which I also think is very cute, but I did it so much before that it reminds me of a very specific time in my life that I feel like I've grown from, and the low bun feels a little more grown up, if that makes sense. And I think it looks good with my hair, my curls. The 2 buns and the low bun, favorite hairstyles. Next, the red nails. I finally have decided my signature red color. I actually bought a bottle of it so that I could match it to my toes. So this is an item I bought. I used to go and get my nails done every month. I did a gel manicure every month and I switched my colors around, but they were like red, pink, sometimes green, different shades of red depending on the season. A couple times I did blue and it just wasn't for me. A lot of you know I'm a creature of habit. I like my routine. I like the same things. If something is just a little off, it really upsets me. I had been on the hunt for my perfect red that I would like all year long, not just in the winter time, and I think I've found my color. So I have stopped getting gel manicures for sensory reasons. I get a regular manicure once a month. Then in between I can use my polish at home if I need to. It's just too expensive to go more than once a month for me right now. Maybe one day I'll go twice, but right now once a month, regular manicure. And my color is So Hot It Burns by OPI, and I can paint my toes to match now at home because I don't like to get a pedicure. It's not comfortable, but I do love my red nails. I like short nails so that they don't break. I like regular polish because I can take it off when it starts to chip instead of it like pulling and getting caught in my hair. It's so comfortable. I feel like I finally found my preference where I feel like fancy that I have my nails done, but I also feel comfortable. So this is my color of choice. I ended up buying this from like an online beauty supply store because I'm not buying from Target, I'm not buying from Walmart, I'm not buying from Amazon. And OPI on their website, they direct you to Amazon, which is really crappy because I want to just buy directly from them. So I ended up getting it from this nail beauty supply store, which I think is really meant for nail salons. But it was half the price as it would have been from Amazon. So $6, and now I can give myself a manicure at home. The last thing on my appearance related list, and this kind of goes with clothing things, is flowy stuff. I feel like I love something when it's tight and tight fitting and like makes me feel secure, but I'm really just embracing the flowiness. Flowy pants, flowy skirt, flowy dress, flowy top, flowy everything. It just feels comfortable, it feels breezy. I really like big skirts right now, and it just feels very comfortable and very me. So I'm prioritizing my comfort and sensory experience in my clothes and in my appearance and how I am going about my life. Highly recommend. I won't wear jeans unless it would make me feel good. Does that make sense? Like I'm gonna prioritize a skirt. I have 2 more categories. Next on my list is how I spent my time. This is probably my favorite category in all of the favorites videos. They're kind of the same as usual, but that's how I enjoy spending my time. Gardening. I've been gardening a lot. I feel like my garden is really like, I see the vision. Like it's really it's coming together. And eventually one of these days I'm gonna do a garden tour, but it has not happened yet. Yeah, I've been enjoying being in my garden. I've been enjoying writing. As some of you know, I submitted the first draft of my manuscript to an editor at a big name publishing house, and I'm still waiting to hear back. And after all of the rounds of editing, I have actually moved on to writing the second book. And I haven't been writing a lot, but when I have been writing, I've been really enjoying it. Oh, it's playing. Oh, buddy. Yoga has been another one. I feel like I have finally found the form of movement for me that makes me feel really good. I've been going twice a week to yoga, and I've been taking the hot classes, which has been really fun. I really love in yoga, especially with the teachers that I have, that they emphasize that not all bodies can do all poses. And a lot of it comes down to proportions. There are some poses that, because of the size of my legs, like shortness or wideness, like I just can't do certain poses, and they are so kind to offer adjustments and to suggest alternative ways that you can still experience the good feeling of the pose without having to like twist your body in a way that just won't work for the shape of your body. So I've had a really body positive experience in yoga. I know that's not true for everyone, but so far I've been really loving it. It makes me feel so good. Time with my friends. We did a clothing swap in the month of May, and I got to share a lot of things that no longer serve me with my friends, and for them to give things to me. This top is actually one of those things. I really like this top. It's been one that I'm really excited to wear this summer. Just getting to see my friends, them all grow in their ways, and to share how I'm growing with them, it just feels really good. I love my friends so much. Sam and I also celebrated our 3-year anniversary. Another thing for how I spent my time was just my return to reading and feeling good about reading and feeling excited to read more. Working around books for both of my jobs is really daunting sometimes because there's so many new things coming out all the time, and I'm surrounded by choice, and I'm surrounded with ease of access to books to the point where like I'm not interested sometimes because it's too readily available. It's like I'm surrounded by chocolate with no appetite for chocolate, if that makes sense. But my appetite is returning, and I'm excited to enjoy lots of new titles this month. Lastly, this is another favorite section, is things I'm looking forward to for June. Obviously, we're a week or so into June, and there's a lot that's gonna happen just in 2 weeks that I'm so excited about. But here's what I'm looking forward to for June. The first is I'm really looking forward to be settling into 2 jobs. So I feel like in May, I still spent so much of my time in training for the library job that I didn't really get into my normal schedule yet. And now that I'm starting to get into my normal schedule, I'm about to take like a whole week off of work to visit with some friends once my friends have returned home, to really settle into my new routine. Now that Sam, who's a teacher, is on summer break, I feel like our summer routine can really start. I loved working at a school, but having summer vacation actually was not as beneficial to me as it is for a lot of people. I really thrive on routine, and so I'm really looking forward to settling into my routine and settling into my confidence at work, being able to answer questions really confidently and knowing where things are without having to turn to whoever has been there longer around me to ask for help. Being able to be the person that other people go to ask questions is something that I'm really looking forward to. Next is my best friend Riley is coming tomorrow. I'm so excited. So Riley and her boyfriend Connor are coming to visit Sam and I for a week and a half, and they get here tomorrow. Connor has never been to California before, and it'll be his first time meeting Sam. We're really excited to all hang out together and do all of the amazing things that you can do in Northern California. I'd love to vlog. I always plan on vlogging with Riley, and then we just enjoy our time together so much that I forget to pick up my camera. So we'll see if it happens or not, but I'm just really excited for her to be here. Like, there's something with a long distance friend where we just are so in our worlds, and then when we come together, it's like I'm living a whole different life, and I'm so excited for that to happen tomorrow. I have a long day at work, and then I'm picking her up from the airport in the evening, and I just can't wait for them to be here. I'm so excited. Riley and I are also getting tattoos together, which is something we do together often. So I'm getting at least one tattoo this month, and I'm hoping to schedule another one for later this summer as well. Now that I have steady income, the tattoos can keep on coming. I took about a year off from getting tattoos, and I'm very excited to start getting tattoos again. I'm hoping to visit the beach more. We live 45 minutes from one of the most beautiful beaches in the world, and I just don't go as often as I should, and I really take it being there for granted, so I want to go appreciate it this summer. I'm really excited for Sam to be off work. It's just so nice to have him home more and to have his energy back. It just feels really nice that his brain is here and not in planning teacher mode, you know? Okay, this one, it took me a minute to understand what I meant, but I'm really excited to rebuild my savings, which sounds really silly and maybe not necessary for this video, but I'm gonna tell you anyway. It's been not fun being unemployed and then partially employed. I have just depleted my personal savings account. I do have other savings that I'm really grateful that I can call on, but in terms of what is accessible to me in my bank account, we've depleted we've depleted the savings. So really excited that I have regular healthy paychecks that are coming in on the regular that I can rebuild the savings with, and then also do things like get a new tattoo, have a nice dinner out, buy myself a couple new things of clothes, get my nails done every now and then, like to not just let it sit there, right? Like having savings is really nice, but also being able to use the money that I've earned for things that bring me joy is important as well. So we had a couple weeks in the last month or two where it was time to buy groceries and we had not been paid yet, and we were like, let's see what we can make. And it'll be nice to not have to think about that as much. I feel like even though I'm still only really working part-time, my jobs take good care of me, so I'm excited to feel a little more stable. I'm really excited for our wonderful clean home. Now that Sam is off work, I feel like we can keep a clean home better because he is home more and he is able to help with more cleaning related tasks and has more interest in doing them. I feel like we've really gotten our house together in the last little bit here, and it looks so good. Like I said, I think I mentioned in my last videos that we got a new bed. This is our new bed, and then our old bed went into the guest room, so now we have an official guest room because we have friends coming tomorrow. So it just feels very grown up of us, and I really like it. And that is everything on my list for May. I was almost not gonna film this video because I have been in like a scurry prepare mode for my friends to be here that I almost didn't even sit down to film. But then I realized that I wouldn't have an opportunity until after they left to film, and they're leaving on like June 20th or something. So it was gonna be a long time, and at that point it was gonna be another situation like it was last month where I wasn't filming right away. So I need to get on filming earlier for my favorites videos because the month just slips away, and all of a sudden I haven't posted in a few weeks, and I want to keep it regular, otherwise I will not do it. So thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Bye.